Wonders of Romania, the most amazing places in Romania. Romania, a name that often conjures up images of dark castles, mysterious forests, and perhaps a certain bloodthirsty count with a penchant for necks. But to reduce this Eastern European gem to folklore alone would be a huge injustice. Romania is a country of staggering beauty, where medieval meets modern, where tradition is not a relic but a living rhythm, and where nature still roars loud and unfiltered. From the dramatic peaks of the Carpathians to villages where time slows to a whisper, Romania is a treasure chest waiting to be opened. In this episode, we're journeying through 10 of the most astonishing places in the country. These aren't just scenic Instagram stops. Each has a soul, a story, and yes, a few surprises you'll want to be prepared for. So grab a coffee, sit back, and let's uncover the real Romania. The one you probably didn't learn about in school. Transylvania Highway. Imagine a road so dramatic, so absurdly winding and scenic, that even Jeremy Clarkson once called it the best driving road in the world. That's the Transylvania Highway, Romania's most thrilling stretch of asphalt, carving its way through the Făgăraș Mountains like a snake on Red Bull. Originally built under Nicolae Ceausescu as a strategic military route, it now attracts car enthusiasts, photographers, hikers, and anyone craving jaw-dropping views. But this isn't your everyday Sunday drive. The road is closed during winter months due to heavy snowfall, and even in summer, weather can change on a dime. Landslides, fog, and aggressive hairpin turns demand your full attention, especially if you're not used to mountain driving. Walking through Sighisoara feels like stepping straight into a Brothers Grimm fairy tale, with its colorful facades, cobbled lanes, and a clock tower that watches over the town like a stern old guardian. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is one of the best preserved medieval citadels in Europe. It's also famously known as the birthplace of Vlad the Impaler. Yes, the real-life inspiration for Dracula, which adds a deliciously spooky twist to the already atmospheric setting. But there's more than folklore here. Sighisoara is grappling with how to preserve its ancient charm in the face of modern tourism pressures. Restoration versus commercialization is a hot topic, especially as visitor numbers climb each year. Bran Castle. Let's be honest. Most people come to Bran Castle because of Dracula. But here's the twist. This 14th century fortress has only a tangential connection to Vlad the Impaler, and Bram Stoker never even visited Romania. Still, does that diminish its allure? Not even slightly. Perched dramatically on a hill near the Bran Pass, the castle looks like something pulled straight out of a Gothic novel. Creaking floors, narrow corridors, and hidden nooks give it a palpable, eerie charm, yet with great fame comes great crowds. Summers can feel more like Disneyland than Transylvania, with selfie sticks flying and tour groups clashing like medieval armies. There's also been local debate over how the Dracula legend has overshadowed the castle's true history as a royal residence and border fortress. Carpathian Mountains. If you crave the kind of adventure where your boots get muddy, your breath gets stolen by altitude, and your phone camera can't quite capture the scale, welcome to the Carpathian Mountains. This massive range forms part of the Carpathians and offers everything from forest hikes to skyscraping plateaus. It's also home to the Sphinx and Babele rock formations, naturally sculpted monoliths wrapped in ancient Dacian mythology. But be warned, this isn't a theme park. Weather shifts quickly, trails are poorly marked in places, and injuries from ill-prepared hikers are a frequent issue. Add in the growing popularity of off-road tourism, which damages fragile ecosystems, and you start to see the tension between access and conservation. But when you're standing at 2,000 meters watching clouds pour through the valleys like milk from the sky, every step feels justified. Sibiu is the kind of place that doesn't just welcome you, it watches you. Literally. The buildings in the old town have small dormer windows shaped like half-lidded eyes, giving the impression that the city is constantly peeking at you from above. It's both charming and slightly unsettling. A former European capital of culture, Sibiu is a polished blend of Gothic, Baroque, and Renaissance architecture, with clean streets, great food, and a palpable pride in its Saxon roots. But not all is idyllic. Rising tourism is creating housing pressure, with local families getting priced out of the historic center. There's also the challenge of maintaining authentic cultural experiences in a city increasingly shaped for outside consumption. Still, its museums, theaters, and jazz festivals offer more than enough soul to balance the gloss. If Romania has a beating folkloric heart, it's in Maramuresh. Tucked in the north, near the Ukrainian border, this region feels like a living museum of pre-industrial Europe. Wooden churches with spindly towers pierce the sky. Horse-drawn carts still outnumber cars in some villages, and locals wear hand-stitched traditional dress not for tourists, but for Sunday Mass. The area's isolation has preserved its customs, but modernization is creeping in. Young people are leaving for better opportunities in cities or abroad, and with them go generations of unwritten knowledge. Some traditional homes are being turned into Airbnb properties, changing the dynamics of community life. That said, staying in a guest house with a local family and waking up to the smell of polenta and sheep cheese is a rare privilege. Corvin Castle. If there's a castle that looks like it was designed by a team of heavy metal album cover artists, it's Corvin Castle. Towering turrets, spiked roofs, and a dramatic drawbridge, this Gothic Renaissance masterpiece in Hunedoara is the kind of place that makes your jaw drop involuntarily. Often overshadowed by Bran, Corvin Castle is arguably more authentic and far less crowded. It's been a prison, a royal residence, and, depending on who you ask, a haunted hotspot. But beneath the romance is a darker history, including tales of executions, torture chambers, and a dungeon well allegedly dug by Turkish prisoners. Renovation efforts have brought the castle back from ruin, but there's ongoing debate about how much restoration is too much. Danube Delta. Welcome to Europe's Amazon. The Danube Delta is a labyrinth of channels, marshes, and lakes that form one of the most biodiverse wetlands on the continent. Pelicans, wild horses, and over 300 bird species call this watery paradise home. It's an ecological marvel, designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and one of the few places where nature still feels entirely in charge. But the Delta faces serious threats. Overfishing, illegal construction, and climate change-induced salinization are altering its delicate balance. Tourism is growing fast, but regulation is lagging behind. You'll need a boat to explore, preferably one run by locals who know the waters intimately. Pelez Castle. Pelez Castle is where you go when you want your fairy tale to come with central heating and imported Venetian glass. Nestled in the Carpathians near Sinaia, this neo-Renaissance stunner looks like a movie set but was actually Romania's first castle with electricity, built in the 19th century by King Carol Wood. It's opulent without being garish. Think secret passages, walnut wood carvings, and a library with a hidden door. But as with many attractions, its popularity is its double-edged sword. During peak season, the lines can be long and the rooms crowded. Tour guides often rush through to make space for the next group. Painted Monasteries of Bukovina. Art lovers, prepare to be humbled. The painted monasteries of Bukovina, especially those in Voronet, Humor, and Sucevita, are like spiritual comic books etched in fresco. These 15th and 16th century Orthodox churches are famed for their vivid exterior murals, surviving centuries of rain, wind, and political turmoil. Scenes from the Last Judgment, saints, angels, and ancient parables cover every wall in stunning blues, reds, and golds, but this beauty is fragile. Pollution, acid rain, and lack of proper preservation funding threaten their longevity. Many of these sites are still active places of worship, so modest dress and respectful behavior are a must. And be aware, photography inside is often restricted, and for good reason. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, drop a comment telling us which spot you'd visit first, and of course subscribe for more in-depth explorations of the world's most underrated gems.